Hello dear students, welcome back to my science class. Today I am going to continue with the first chapter, that is nutrition in plants. So let's start. In our previous lesson we have learned about autotrophic mode of nutrition in plant. Today we are going to learn about heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So let's start our lesson. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plant, we can get 4 types of heterotrophic nutrition. What are those? Insectivorous, parasitic, saprotrophic and symbiosis. So first of all, insectivorous plant. Some plants feed on insect. They trap and digest the insect. Such plants are called insectivorous plant. Peach plant is an example of insectivorous plant. In peach plant, the leaf is modified to form a peach-like structure. The bright color of the peach makes it very attractive to insect. Inside the peach, there are several hair-like structures. These hair direct the trapped insects downward. When an insect sits on the rim of the peach of the plant, the lid closed and the insect gets trapped inside the peach. The insect is then digested by the enzymes secreted by the cells of the plant. So here we are going to take a glance at some of the insectivorous plant. This is Venus flytrap. You can see that the leaf are like a trap and it's trapped an insect inside it. Whenever insect sits into it, it traps the insect and the digestive juice inside digest the insect. Next, here is the peach plant. Shape is like a peach. If insect sit on the rim of the peach, it gets downward, lid closed and it is digested. This is sundew. They are also insectivorous plants. Now, the question is, why are these plants insectivorous? Well, the soil of marshy land is deficient in nitrogen. Plants living in marshy areas do not get nitrogen from the soil. Their nitrogen need is fulfilled by sucking the juice of the insect. In our previous video, we have discussed about plant need protein and synthesis of protein required nitrogen. So to get nitrogen, these plants eat or feed on insect. Venus flytrap, Utricularia, Drosera and Rafflesia are the other examples of insectivorous plants. Next type of heterotrophic plants are saprotrophs. Saprotrophs are non-green plants, example agaricus, fungi, yeast and bacteria. Saprotrophs get their food from dead and decaying organic matter. They grow on organic matter such as cow dung, wood, bread, etc. Saprotrophs secrete digestive juice over the decaying material and absorb the nutrient from them. This is called saprotrophic mode of nutrition. So, saprotrophs, they do not have chlorophyll. Naturally, they are not able to perform photosynthesis. So, they grow on dead and decaying organic matter, suck their nutrient from the dead and decaying organic matter. Here you can see that fungus grow on the bread. You can do this experiment at your home. You can keep a bread at a damp, moist, hot place. You will see that the fungus is growing on it. You can see the hyphae of the fungus started growing on the bread. So you can easily look at this. Mushrooms, these are the examples of saprotrophs. Next kind of nutrition is symbiosis. Symbiosis is the combination of two Greek words. Sym means with, biosis living, which means living together. In symbiosis or mutualism, two different types of organisms live and work together for their mutual benefit. That means they causes some benefit to each other. They share their shelter and nutrients. Example, lichens. Lichens are association of fungus and alga. Fungus is saprotrophic naturally and alga is green chlorophyllous, hence autotrophic. The fungus supplies water and minerals to the cells of the alga, and alga supplies food prepared by photosynthesis. So in this way they mutually benefit each other. This kind of symbiotic relationship even we can find in animal world. A bird sitting on the back of the rhino, example of symbiosis, because the birds gets worms to eat that grow on the skins of the rhino, while the rhino gets rid of these worms. So this kind of relationship is symbiosis, where the organism living together and they mutually benefit each other. Just take a look. This is lichen, an organism made up of a fungus and green alga in a symbiotic relationship. On the tree, lichen has grown, and just now we have discussed about birds are sitting on the back of the rhino and they are also playing mutualism to each other. Next is parasitism. Parasitic plants that obtain all or part of its nutrition from another plant, that is known as host, without contributing to the benefit of the host, and in some cases causing extreme damage to the host. So, on the contrary to the symbiosis where two organisms are mutually benefiting each other, in case of parasitism, parasites only get benefits from the host, but in return they cause harm to host. Okay, example Cuscuta or Amarbel. Here you can see parasite tick plant or yellow non-green plant, not able to perform photosynthesis, and they take nutrients from the host plant, thus causing harm to the host. This is dodder. See. Next, how are nutrients replenished in the soil? Plants absorb nutrient from the soil, so the nutrients in the soil decreases. If plant is taking the nutrient, obviously nutrient in the soil will decrease. So farmers add manures and fertilizers to the soil to increase the nutrient in the soil. Another way to increase nutrient content of the soil naturally, that is by the bacterium called rhizobium, which lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants like grams, peas, beans, etc. They convert the nitrogen from the air into soluble form in the soil and make the soil rich in nitrogen. We have discussed in our previous video that atmospheric nitrogen cannot be used by the plant directly. So these rhizobium, they intake the nitrogen, they convert it into soluble and usable form for the tree. In return, the plant provides food and shelter to the bacteria. So here is also we can see an example of symbiotic relationship. Now take a look at the replenishing nitrogen in the soil. Yeah, this is the symbiosis relationship between the bacterium rhizobium and the pea plant. Bacterium is getting photosynthetic product, that is their nutrient. In return, they are giving nitrogenous compound to the plant. A farmer spraying and a farmer adding manure to the soil to increase its nitrogen content. So I hope you have understood the chapter well. That's all for the day. Thank you.